Hey guys, it's Lee from Scented with Lee, your independent scented consultant. Welcome back to my channel on this chilly Saturday evening. So tonight I'm going to do a quick run through of the waxes I've been warming this week, both Scentsy and Non-Scentsy, and I do have my iPad here with the scent notes for most of them. So I'll start off with the Non-Scentsy ones. So, one I actually have warming in the kitchen at the moment is the Yankee Candle Mountain Lodge, which is now discontinued. Um, I must be honest, I think this is probably one of my favourite fragrances that Yankee did, and I know it's been discontinued for a while. So, this one says notes of cedarwood, patchouli, sage, and citrus. So it's start again. It has notes of cedarwood, patchouli, sage, and citrus, so it's warming and inviting, just like a mountain lodge. Yeah, it is a very warming, welcoming fragrance. But just as a comparison, this on the back says 8 hours, and I think it was £1.79, whereas the Scentsy waxes last 80 to 100 hours thereabouts, which is 80 cubes, and regular price is £7.20. £1.89 for 8 hours, £7.20 for 80 to 100. So these seem expensive, but compared to buying these individually, they really aren't. So then I have the Earwick, one of the Christmas ones, which was disappointing. Really is a bland, lackluster fragrance, and like it kind of says Christmas tree wishes, cozy fire, fresh pine, cinnamon cookie. It's Yes, it's wintry, but it's nothing to write home about. And these aren't cheap either. But I've been warming this in the kitchen mixed with Scentsys around the campfire, which, as I mentioned before, seems to be a bit like Marmite. People love it or hate it, with the majority of people hating it. It is one of my staples. It's in my Scentsy club. It will always be in my Scentsy club until they stop doing the always get my bar. It's currently, it's just, I'll come back to that one. But yeah, I've been mixing those two together, which has really elevated this one. So then on to the next one. So this one is a sample pot I had from Owen Drew, if the camera will focus, and this is in the Amalfi fragrance that they did a few years ago now, which was a limited summertime collection, and it is very fresh, summery almost. You can imagine being on holidays. Yeah. So I've melted half of that pot, and I will save that for another week. And then I've also been warming, again by Owen Drew, White Linen and English Lavender. And this is a very relaxing, calming fragrance. Just an absolutely gorgeous, a gorgeous lavender, soft fragrance, perfect for bedrooms. So that's all the Non-Scentsy ones. We'll just Saturday night, gin night. So then I will now go on to the Scentsy ones. So starting with probably the most hated one that they've done, around the campfire, and to me it just reminds me of being sat around a campfire or a fire pit in the garden. It's just that rich, woody, smoky. So this is currently in the clearance, and even though it's in my Scentsy Club, I only have one bar every 3 months, and I've gone through nearly a whole bar in the last 6 weeks. So I think I will be buying a few bars in the sale just to kind of keep topped up. So the scent notes for this is make some memories in the mountain air as notes of fresh fallen wood and smoky embers help set the scene. And it is definitely a woody, smouldering embers fragrance. And yeah, one of my favourites, if not the favourite. Then come on to Ursula, Poor Unfortunate Souls from the now discontinued Disney Villains collection. And the scent notes for this is an alluring potion of wild blackberry, scarlet raspberry, and bubbly goji wrapped up in a vengeful vanilla silk. Wrapped up in vengeful. I can never get this one out. An alluring potion of wild blackberry, scarlet raspberry, and bubbly goji berry wrapped up in vengeful vanilla silk will leave you spellbound. And on cold, it's absolutely gorgeous. I've had mixed results with this warming. In the dining room, you could barely smell it. You had to literally be sat right next to it. In the kitchen, a whole other story. In the kitchen, it smelled so much stronger. I don't know if it's because it was a different warmer that maybe was a bit hotter, so it was throwing out more scent. But I was unsure if this would stay in my club, but I think it will be in there for a while. So then, this one is a new one that I only started warming yesterday. I'd never smelt it before. So this is Satin Sheets, and it's described as sensual and earthy sandalwood, perfectly paired with rich, warm vanilla. I don't get much vanilla, not as a direct note, definitely sandalwood, but I would say kind of like the vanilla obviously helps soften it and round it out, but that's in the lounge at the moment. Then we have I have 3 from the, again, no longer available Catch Z's collection. Actually, I think these are the top 3 that when I sniffed them on cold came out as, these were my kind of top 3 out of the 5. So the first one, which is Sleep Happy, and this one is currently warming in my bedroom at the moment, and it's definitely nicer warm than it is in here, in my opinion. So this is Sleep Happy, which is drift off to dreamland where delicate violet and bergamot rest on musk clouds. And it is just a very hint of musk, but is definitely a floral. Then, out of the Catch Z's collection, by far my favourite is Snuggle Up, and this one will definitely stay in my club for the foreseeable future. And this is described as settle down in cashmere woods, curled up with angel lavender and soothing sage. And as soon as I open it, it's for me, I think this and Jammy Time will be the 2-bedroom fragrances for me. It's just such a nice floral, but the sage kind of tones I think if it wasn't for the sage, it could be on possibly the too floral side for me, but that sage just brings it down a notch. It's really nice. And then we have Lights Out, which is Night Falls Gently over relaxing sandalwood, sweet vanilla and warm amber. And as I've said before, I love anything with amber in, and this is, for me, I think this would probably be my favourite if it wasn't so light. I just think this one could have packed a bit more of a punch than it does. Still very nice warm. And then finally is the pink sugarberry mint. So this was a tester in the February whiff box, which will be March's scent of the month, which launches on Monday. And I could describe it, which I will. For me, this reminds me of almost a very slightly minty strawberry milkshake. That's kind of how I would describe it. Just very soft. But when I say soft, I don't mean weak. Because this, for me, was a definite powerhouse. There was no weakness. I had water. One of these test pots in a whiff box probably equates to about 2 full-sized cubes. So I cut it into 4, and so probably half a full-sized cube in the lounge, and I could smell it when I was walking down the stairs. So I will just look for the official. So the official scent notes or description is: pink sugarberry mint, plump raspberry is delightfully dusted with sugar and the sweetest hint of peppermint. So maybe a raspberry milkshake rather than a strawberry milkshake. But as I said, this is March's scent of the month. I've ordered the consultant kit, which comes with 6 bars. So I will be doing some scent of the month packs, and if I only sell one, I won't mind, because if I have 5 bars of this left over, I will use it. There's no doubt. But on Monday, I will be adding this to my Scentsy Club, because this is one that I feel I would be able to warm any time of the year, any weather, and would be happy with it. So this is one that I definitely want to keep having. So that kind of rounds up what I've been warming this week. So yeah, as you can see, I do kind of warm a fair amount of wax. But having said that, I'm working from home full time, so pretty much my warmers are on from 9-10 a.m. until I go to bed, which can be anywhere between 10 p.m. and midnight. Sometimes they're on all night if I forget to switch them off. But it's being at home all the time. I like nice smelling home, and if that means I melt a lot of wax, I melt a lot of wax. And I still have some from 2-3 years ago, and I think I probably have about 5 or 6 of these left. I think I've had these probably 3, maybe 4 years. So I am trying to work my way through some old ones. Some old ones that are discontinued, like this one, I will melt sparingly, and some of the Owen Drew ones I have, like the Inspired by Tuscan Leather, they are also discontinued. So again, they will be melted sparingly until such point that they re-release them, if they re-release them. And yes, I'm a Scentsy consultant, and yes, I melt other brands. Just because I'm a Scentsy consultant doesn't mean that I'm not going to support small businesses selling similar products. Mainly for the fact that I built up a personal relationship with the owners of some of the small businesses, and my ethos and ethics wouldn't allow me to not continue supporting them just because I'm on my own journey. Plus, there's also the fact that, just this, for example, is a bar of wax. Scentsy don't do the same fragrances as a lot of the independent companies that I support. So for me, it's also about the fact that Owen Drew do fragrances I like. Scentsy don't do the same fragrances. So for me, I will continue to support small businesses where I can, for as long as they continue making the products I enjoy. So that kind of wraps up this evening. I hope it's been of use. If not, you may have just fallen down the YouTube rabbit hole for the last 15-20 minutes. So my next video will be my end of month empties. So that will be things like waxes I've melted over the past however long, ones that are empty, and candles that I burnt, because I do still burn candles. I know that there's plenty of people out there that once they start using Scentsy, stop using candles. At the moment, I probably burn candles less than I did, but I do still definitely burn them. So join me tomorrow for that if you're interested in what I've been up to over the last month with regards to my empties. So thank you once more, and please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!